5. How my life has changed abroad. I am the only person in my family who has lived or traveled abroad. My first time abroad was on July 22nd when I came from Thailand to America. I had never been abroad before, so it was a very big deal in my life because I was stepping into the unknown. I am scared of new people and of new places. I am just an ordinary human, but I am not a timid human. I talked to my parents in Thailand and I told them that I had been thinking about leaving Thailand. They said to me, "You are the kind of person who loves making lists and decisions." My parents were right as I decided to move to the U.S. I have experienced a culture shock coming from Thailand to America. There are so many new things that are different here. In Thailand, we drive on the left side of the road and we never have snow. January 9th was the first day of the year with snow in St. Louis and in my life. The snow had been falling all morning. That was really nice, and I was extremely excited and cold. My body quivered and I could not stop it. The weather in America is a big change in my life. Time in America follows Thailand by 12 hours and the sun sets at 6 p.m. every day in Thailand. In America, it seems that people like to talk about politics, but in Thailand we have to be careful when we talk about politics or the royal family.
Louder, please.
People in Thailand are taught to be quiet, not to complain, and to accept how things are. But in America, people are taught to be independent and to say what they think. I am happy living this way in America, and I enjoy this freedom because I want to be myself and to act the way that I am.
Great.
Some days, when I am alone at my home, I feel compelled to compare my life in Thailand to my life in America. In Thailand, I could go anywhere I wanted to by myself. I had cars, I had businesses, I had houses, I had lands, and I had nearby family, and I had nearby friends. Living without these things made me lose confidence. When my thinking is negative like this, I just follow the rule of the Lord Buddha about meditation. This makes me feel calm and relaxed. Nevertheless, my husband has everything to support me in America, and I am thankful. In my relationship with my husband, everyday life is not always easy. Newly married couples have to adapt to a new way of life, and both of us realize this. My husband endeavors to explain that we have different cultures, so this causes us to misunderstand each other sometimes, although we do not mean to. One of those days, I underestimated myself, thinking I was just invisible in this life because he does not want me to work. Furthermore, I was alone at home while he went to work at his office. However, we are working on getting better, and the most important thing is that we love and respect each other. When he is stressed about his clients, I always hold his hands and hug him. I tell him, "I am proud of you. You are a great lawyer and a good husband." When I do that, both of us feel relaxed. Nicely, he says to me, "I have a satisfying wife who helps me all the time." I think we do not need to ignore each other, and we just connect by our body language or verbal language. We can encourage each other and feel much better in our relationship. For my new life in America, I was just a frog under a coconut shell, which means I was living at home alone. It took a year for me to get out of my coconut shell by going to college at St. Louis Community College at Forest Park. I stayed firm and I would not change my mind at all. My dreaming about studying came true when I stepped into this college. Deep in my heart, I have underestimated my English. I learned English on my own, even though I speak 4 other languages: Thai, Lao, Sway, and Cambodian. It seems difficult for me to understand English. I am really glad that my husband allows me to study English at STLCC. I pay attention to English lessons very much, although this language is pretty hard for me to learn. This is the first step in my education in America, and I believe in a professional education system in college. I promised myself that I would do my best in my lifelong learning. I want to say thank you to Professor Keith Hosey for his coaching and support. I appreciate it. My life abroad in America, sometimes I feel sad about bad situations, and so many times I cannot overcome obstacles. I realize this is what I call real life, so it is impossible for it to be perfect all the time. I embolden myself to begin each day with positive thinking, even though the obstacles in my life do not have a direct solution every time. Moreover, several times the solutions are not easy or logical. Many, I cannot get an exact answer when I am confused, and the situations are very cloudy in my mind. After all, I always motivate myself saying that my life is just fine. Finally, no matter what affects my life, I always feel gratitude. The good things that happen to me are great experiences, and the bad things that happen to me are lessons. I live life to its fullest.
Thank you, Carrie. This is the story of chapter 5, The Girl from the Golden Axe. Thank you guys for listening and following.